Hello Steve, today I'm going to present my video presentation as for my part. So today the topic of my presentation is Industrial Internet of Things Enabled DCS Communication System. Myself Shafiq Akhtar Usmani, and let's begin with my presentation. So first I have to tell you what is a DCS. DCS stands for Distributed Control System and is a high-level supervisory control system mainly used in process industries. So the word high-level supervisory control means is that DCS install in is basically first I have to tell you about high level of supervisory is basically control the field devices. So what's our field devices? Let me explain to you. Field devices are actuators, sensors, and DCS come above the level of them. They control the field service like the field devices, and they supervise and monitor them, and is typically used in plants in large number of control loops, because they work in a multiple PLCs and in complex control systems. It's not gonna install in a small industry or in a small platform because it's really costly and it's cost effective as well. But it's really a reliable system, and in majority of the industries being uses. So is now I'm just telling you about this function is basically controlling the PLCs in a wide range and sending and receiving the data and monitor them and control them. So that's the basic purpose and the introduction of DCS. Now in next slide I have to tell you about, I just make a simple diagram to explain what is DCS. At the upper side is basically a control diagram, as you can see, and at the upper I just show you that that's a DCS computer, and it's have its own hardware and software. And at the down there's a row of PLCs. There's a row of PLCs which is directly controlled by DCS systems, and under the PLCs there are field devices. It can be any like actuator, sensor, valve, or motor. So it basically represents that how DCS system is controlled in a proper way through the PLCs and monitor them and control the and receive the data from the field devices. So it's a really effective system. I just show you in a small way because to let you explain how the DCSs work, but in how and complex industries is being installed in a wide range. So it's really a good system, but it's a bit cost effective, but it's really helping to send and receive data of the field devices. So now what is DCS and automation pyramid? So the automation pyramid is basically a hierarchical structure which shows the abstraction levels of different subsystems in automation system. It basically comes up with five levels, and I'm gonna explain to you in our next slides. I just made it in a very proper way. So it's basically come with the field devices, controllers, and PLCs, supervisory system, MES, and ERP system. So how it's gonna work, and just give you a brief explanation in the next slide. So that's the automation pyramid diagram. There are five levels, 0 to 4. So first one is like field control, supervisory, MES, and ERP. So first I'm just telling you about field. So field is basically come with the field devices like actuators, sensors, and all that things. And the second one is control, which comes with the PLCs and embedded systems, but majority of them is come with the PLCs, not the embedded system. So and the third one is supervisory. Supervisory is basically is used to send a command, and there is two types of system in it. One is DCS and other one is SCADA. So like in oil refineries industries, they most prefer to use, they go ahead with the DCS system, not this car one. And the power plant industries also using the DCS system. And the third and fourth is MES and ERP. MES stand for basic. Let me explain to you. They are a planning software which is being used for planning. So MES stands for management engineering system, and ERP stand for engineering resource planning. So that's the explanation of automation pyramid diagram, and they lie on the 5 levels. So now come with the application of DCS. DCS is widely using in the following industries as is mentioned in chemical plants, oil and gas, pulp and paper mills, nuclear power plants, water plants. So they basically use in a very huge and complex industry. It's not gonna implement in a small level of industries. In because I just told you about it, it's really cost effective, but it's a highly effective system which is being used to controlling the devices. So it's basically a really reliable system which controlling and supervisory and monitoring the PLCs. So it's being implemented on the given mills and industries. So the components of the DCS are in distributed control system comprises with the following components. One is the controller module, other is iOS modules like input and output, third one is communication system, fourth one is human machine interface. So I'm gonna tell you about like how it's been worked. Basically DCS is work in a CPU, and it have the like the have input and output. So it's basically the controller module is basically a simple CPU. The main part of a CPU is processor, as we all know that. So the main part of the DCS is microprocessor, and all the commands come and gone through field devices is under the responsibility of DCS. So that's why it's a really effective system which is being installed in the industries, and it's highly efficient, and we gonna monitor and supervise through it. And about the input and output module, so that CPU gains access to the field devices and instrumentation through the input and output module. As we know that DCS is like a CPU, and is generally distributed in a large area where we have a large areas of industry. So it's been like spread and it's been used in the large areas to send and receive the data communication. So that's how, and it send the data of DCS through remotely as well. So it's really effective system. So that's my part, Steve. Just want to give an introduction about what's the DCS. So rest of the other parts my other team member gonna explain in the presentation. Thank you so much.